Nyayo Stadium last Sunday.
Must go.
Good guy.
You know, Jeff, that tune it comes out so naturally.
Yes.
You know, you don't even plan that people are going to sing about it. Somebody just starts, and it must go, and the whole stadium is singing Ruto must go, Ruto must go.
Can you imagine 40,000 people
40,000 people
Na si
singing.
study peke.
You go to the bar
Yeah.
at 12. People just decide Ruto must go.
When a chant.
And the
Wanna
DJ stops the
chant.
music, and the whole 20 minutes is Ruto must go, and people are enjoying. It is coming out so naturally. It's not planned, you know.
Yeah.
Unaweza kuwa kwa shamba alafu mnalima, and then somebody says something, and then you start Ruto must go, and everybody, you know, it catches fire.
Wow.
That's the danger of these things. The danger is that even those people who are undecided, you know, there are people who are at Nyayo who maybe were thinking maybe Ruto is not that bad,
Right.
maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
And then you hear 40,000 people singing Ruto must go. You also have to join, because if all this stadium is saying Ruto must go, then there must be something wrong that is happening. And you saw what happened to Salasia.
Hey, Salasia.
Salasia is if you asked me 1 year ago if Salasia will make any impact politically for him to be chased at Nyayo, I will tell you no, because Salasia has been taken as a joker when he came into political scene, but is now making, you know, serious inroads.
Yes.
If people are noticing him and trying to throw him out of Nyayo, it means that he's making an impact politically.
Uhuru the other day alikuwa ameenda kusaidia rafiki yake huko kupewa mamlaka ya kanisa
Huko Meru.
Akasema right now his work is to pray for the nation, na akaambia congregants wa pray for our leaders, because the current crop of leaders that we have hawasikizi matakwa.
That's the biggest problem. The SHA thing, the courts had ruled it's unconstitutional, but it was forced down upon us. The housing thing, the courts had ruled it's unconstitutional, it was forced down upon us. The new education funding model, the courts has ruled it's unconstitutional, it's being forced down upon us. You know, the abductions that have been happening, and the killings that have been happening, and the feeling is that, and then the pay slip, you know, the pain of that pay slip that is being shredded each and every month. Yes.
Machozi ni kama unaangalia kitunguu. Unalia tu.
So that is the anger that Kenyans are feeling, and there's no money, Jeff, to spend. Person will tell you that, oh, you know, the economy is doing well, you know, inflation has gone down, you know, price of unga has gone down, but like we said here last week, that it could have gone down, yes, but there's no money to spend, because the money, the ones on the pay slip has been chopped. There's no money to spend. The people who are doing business are not being paid by government, so the pending bills are accruing each and every month, and so there's no money circulating in the economy, and so it leaves people without money to spend. The money is not in the pocket. You know, my DVD used to say we want to put money in the pocket of the common man, but there's no money in that pocket, and so people are angry and people are hungry.
And when Baba shows up with the president,
you will never have thought that you will heckle President Moi.
Yeah.
You would never have thought that you know, presidents was some seat of power that people respected, but with the presidency that we have right now, is that people are becoming increasingly not respecting that position. If you see Morara Kebasa going to projects and mimicking the president and doing all that he's doing to just show that the president has not been saying the truth. I don't want to say he has been lying, but not been saying the truth. And so it demeans the presidency as it were.
yeah.
That the Nyayo game was to show patriotism, was to show the love for the country, was to show that, you know, we are together as a country. But once you are there, you start singing Ruto must go. That is your president who you are singing Ruto must go. It shows that you know, you are losing respect of the Kenyans, and Raila is finding himself at a very, very bad place, because, you know, Raila used to go to Nyayo Stadium. He is a darling of football fans. But people did not even recognize that, you know, his presence was there, and so it's becoming increasingly hard, not only for Raila but also for President William Ruto.
Gunza was saying the other day, every time Raila shows up, what happens?
We lose. We lose. It's proven. hata alienda Emirates wakalose kama wana
Arsenal.
That has been a that has been a narrative that has been created over time, and people are saying even hata kama vie for pop, he might also lose. So
it's a perennial lose and in a rub off.
is a narrative that has been created over time.
Yeah.
But Raila has been a darling of especially the youth. Actually, Raila has been a darling of the youth over time. Over time, Raila has been a darling of the youth.
What about now?
Still he is, but things are changing. Things are changing because once he has shaded himself with President William Ruto, and you know what the youth went through last year, trying to force President William Ruto to do certain things, to do away with the finance bill, to do away with some of the taxes that he was proposing. Once Raila then joined William Ruto, his position has become very precarious amongst the youths because the youths are feeling that you are betraying us. Remember when the GNZ protest started, there was that bite that was trending where youth was telling Raila,
"Where stay at home? Where umefanya party yako?
You have done your part."
Yeah.
That was what, because he was still a darling amongst the youths, and people were telling him, just stay home, leave this. This is not your fight. This is our fight. But now the youths fought. The feeling is that the youths fought. They shed their blood. Some lost their lives, and then Raila now benefited from the blood that the youths shed.
Kawaida. IEBC.
Guy, walianza interviews jana.
Uliona?
Your design.
Huh?
Nyachai, his latest assignment was as a judge at EAC, a position that he said he resigned because he was doing nothing. He was being paid and he was not adding any value. He said he was being 2,000 USD per month.
Per month, sitting idle.
And they were sitting idle. That's what he said. That's what he told the panel. And he was asked, when you are giving this job, are you also going to resign? Akasema, no, I will be engaged throughout. But the feeling, again, amongst some of the youths is that for how long are we going to do this? For how long are we going to recycle these people?
Yeah.
Anamad has been at judiciary for the last 10 years.
At least.
Nyachai has served various positions in public service. In fact, he still has a position right now. I think he's serving as a Kenya Law School chairperson. So people are asking, for how long are we going to trust somebody who is new? Experience is good, yes. Amadi, I'm sure if Amadi is put at IBC, she has the experience because she has served as a judiciary. And so the scandal, the gold scandal, in her company, it also came out, but he said that was just somebody trying to tarnish my name because he had resigned from that company in 2014.
Yeah.
But those are some of the skeletons that are going to follow these people because once you serve in public service, those skeletons will always be there and they will always follow you.
So you think Charles will make it to chairperson?
You can't tell right now, but I don't know if the panel is going to go with the suspects we are all thinking about.
The usual suspects.
The usual suspects.
Yes.
Because Anna Bade has been mentioned, as Nyachai has been mentioned, as people. In fact, Nyachai was asked, are you a state candidate? Are you being pushed by the state? He was asked that question. Akasema, no, how do you mean? I'm not a state candidate. I applied for this job on my own volition. And so that's the feeling amongst, if the panel can ask you for a state candidate, then it means that they also have some information. There's some murmurs that, this could be somebody who is being pushed by the state to take that position.
And what's the agenda when the state is involved?
What's
the agenda?
Elections.
The thing is that whoever will come up, whoever will finally be appointed, will have blessings of both President Raila Odinga and President William Ruto. They will both have the blessings from those two gentlemen because now that we are in a broad-based government, I think they will agree on most of those things. Kitambo ingekuwa, they will be pulling, we will push and pull. This one wants this one wants the other person.
Yeah.
But now I think they will agree and they will appoint somebody who will be acceptable to both of them.
Obuya, what's the timeline for this?
The panel has 90 days since the time it was gazetted. And so if you count, I think they still have like 30-something days.
A little more than a month.
Yes, a little more than a
Alafu,
month.
their work is cut out for them, right? Because MPs were mededi.
Hiyo ma constituency hazina wawakilishi bunge.
Yes. They will have their plate will be full actually.
Yeah.
Once they come to the office, their plate will be full, because first they need to acclimatize themselves with the laws, the election laws that are there, and get a brief from the secretariat. This is where we are. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to have done. Then they start lobbying for the budget, because the budget has been very limited going to IBC, because there are very few activities happening at IBC right now. And then they now have to start with the by-elections, because there are like 4 or 5 constituencies where they have no MPs.
Correct.
Yeah, including Opio and I's constituency, in Banisa constituency. There are few who don't have representation. Then there are lots and lots of MCAs who have also lost their lives, or or lost their seats, because of either court's ruling or something like that. So they need first to deal with that. Then there is the elephant in the room, the delimitation of the boundaries.
Yeah.
Can they do it? Because as of now, we are out of timelines. It was supposed to happen by March last year. It didn't happen. And so can they then do delimitation? Do they have the time to do delimitation? Or would they just confirm the existing constituencies at the boundaries as they are, and then we go to the next election? Because again, they need to prepare for the next by-election. If you had the secretariat, the figures they were quoting for the next by-election, those are huge figures, billions of monies. Are we going to get the value for the money that we are going to spend for that election? We are late as of now. The commission should have been in office as early as yesterday, because we know how our elections are. We have very emotive elections. We don't trust each other. Actually, the biggest issue we have in the Kenyan elections, the trust deficit, because I just don't trust that Jeff is going to do the right thing by the law. Jeff does not trust that Gunza is going to do the right thing by the law. And so if Gunza goes there, Jeff thinks that he's going to favor Obuya, because he comes from Western together. Right. And then when Jeff is seated there, Gunza would think that he's going to favor Munyoro, because they come from the mountain together. And so that is the biggest issue with the Kenyan elections. So I've covered the elections, even the US, Jeff.
Yeah.
And in the US, they are not even they don't even employ people to poll officers. You come there as a volunteer.
Correct.
You come from your village, you volunteer for that election. You are paid some small stipend, inaisha.
And you go home.
You go home. Huku kwetu you have to be vetted, wajue huyu anatokanga wapi, who is he related to.
Yeah.
Will he try to do monkey business here and there? That's the biggest issue.
Na amefanya new appointments including new principal secretaries, na hii inaenda kustrain the local mwananchi, kwa sababu sini ushuru yetu inaenda kutumika. Jana walisema magazetini over 60 million bob tutaenda kulipia kwa sababu ya watu wapya, na the agenda hapa ni kumake sure broad based government
it works.
Kwa sababu Raila ndiye amepigwa a slice of Mount Zion.
In fact, he even reduced the budget of the first lady. He said the first lady will not have budget allocations. The office of the first lady, the office of the second lady, because Kenyans were saying, how we did not elect the first lady, we did not elect the second lady. What use then are you allocating our monies to them? It's gone back on his word. The president said he's going to reduce the number of advisors. It never happened actually. He just fizzled out, and now he's hiring more. You are sacked from being a CS, you are taken to be an advisor. You are sacked from being a PS, you are taken to be an advisor. And so I think Ndi's office is one of the most bloated ones, I think, as of now. So you come out on office space, because Ndi is there, Owalo is there,
Moses
Kuria is there, Kisiangani is there. I don't know who else is there. There are more and more and more being added. So if you have no place to go, you are told be an advisor. And he's formed six new departments in the government. 6 new departments. These are 6 PSs. A PS will come with maybe 2 PS.
Yes, yeah.
He will come with maybe a communication person. He will come against, a sweeper and all those things. That's money that we have to pay for as a country.
Times 6.
And people are saying the constitution gives President Ruto a leeway of having 22 CSS, and actually the minimum is 14. If you want to do cost cutting, then austerity measures, then why can't you have the 14 that the constitution tells you to have? Because the problem is that President Ruto is trying to play politics, the 2027 politics, with all these, rearrangements, because he needs to make Raila very happy. He needs to make, and as he makes Raila happy, he makes sure that Kisiangani is not unhappy. Because Kisiangani is taken away from a PS position.
Yes.
In other, normally he will have been sacked. He will have been told, now you are not a PS anymore, go home. But because he needs to make Kisiangani and the constituency that Kisiangani comes from happy, then he takes him from being a PS to being an advisor.
What happens to JB?
We have been waiting. We've been waiting. Actually, I'm sure he also been waiting and asking himself, why is he not being fired? Yes. Because he's been poking President William Ruto way too many times.
And he doesn't want to resign.
No, resignation will not come with the
He wants to be a victim.
He's a martyr. He wants to be a martyr. So he's been poking President William Ruto at each and every opportunity he gets. Even if you're a father and your son is doing that to you, at times you lose your control and tell you, get out of this.
Toka
hapa ni kwangu, sio kwako. So we are waiting, and there's that fear that when you sack JB Muturi, the mountain will revolt even some more.
Yeah.
And so people are saying that fear is what has been keeping JB Muturi on the job. Because President is planning a tour.
Akambio ground sipo.
Ground is not that good.
Where to Lia.
Has been planning to go to meet the people, but I think he's still been meeting. He's met the MPs, he's met the MCAs, he's met the governors now, he's met the PSs from that region. Yeah. Just trying to, assess and see how the things are. Apart from the Nyeri Governor Kahiga Mwalimu did not turn up for that meeting at State House yesterday.
Obviously.
He didn't turn up. Your friend JB Muturi did not turn up. And those are people who are from the mountain, and you hear sentiments, even Kawira Mwangaza poking the president, saying, my ouster is the only complete project that the president has ever done in Imeru. So those are the type of the sentiments that are coming out of that region. I'm sure that, I don't know, it's been a while since the mountain has been in the opposition. It's been a while. I think it was the last time it was at the Moi time.
Yeah.
And so we might not know how they are going to react. Unajua ingekuwa Luo Nyanza tungejua hapa mawe inaweza tembea. Because those are the type of opposition politics they have been playing, and those are the politics that you have seen them playing over the last 10-15 years. So the central Kenya, we've not known really how they are going to play the opposition politics, and so this is going to be the first litmus test. Are they going to be amiable to the president and say, we kuja maliza uende, or are they going to be heckles here and there? I think what Ruto never anticipated is to lionize Rigiji, because Rigiji right now is a lion in the mountain. He's a lion. I think even MPs who are not supporting him, even those who are not supporting him are regretting why they are not supporting him. Some of those who voted against for his ouster are regretting why they voted that way, because the constituency is too hot to handle. Yeah. You can't even dare go to your constituency. And so the people who have been with him, outside Wanadaka constituency, those are the people now who the majority believe that they are with the people.
Right.
And so this government has made Rigiji. Before, when Rigiji was just a deputy president, people thought that he was a nobody. He could be pushed, and they tried to push him, and they tried to push him out, and they pushed him out. But now he has become too hot to handle for them. He was supposed to be forgotten within 2 months.
Yeah. And now?
He's still the biggest person. Actually, right now, Rigiji is even bigger than Kalonzo Musyoka.
Wow.
Rigiji is bigger than Kindiki. And Kindiki is the deputy president. You know, Rigiji is only maybe third after Raila Odinga and William Ruto. Then you go to Rigiji, because there's no any other politician right now that commands that support. So they miscalculated. By now we should have forgotten about Rigiji, because according to those people who are trying to impeach Rigiji then, because walikuwa wanatuambia huyu ni wiki 3 wiki 6 atakuwa
out.
I will be out of the political question.